Today, guys, we're at the Volvo Customer Center in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and before we go outside and play with all the new machinery, I think we need to head inside and check out where it all got started. All right, guys, we are here in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania at the Volvo Customer Center. Is that correct?
Customer Center and Training Facility.
I've got Ray with me. Ray is Vice President of, I'm going to mess up your name, Ray. I'll just let you introduce yourself.
Ray Gallant, Vice President of Product Management and Productivity.
First off, thanks for having us. It's been an amazing opportunity.
Very welcome. Pleasure to have you here.
So we spent yesterday out on the grounds running all the new equipment, and I've noticed the history that you have in the building here, and it tells a story, and I just wanted to kind of get with you this morning and kind of go over the story. I had no idea how deep of roots Volvo had in the construction industry and what all they've done, what all they accomplished. So if you could just maybe take a second, go back, what'd you say is like 1836, a couple,
yep.
Sweden company, is that correct?
So it's a Swedish company, it's an old company, it's over 150 years old. It started by a couple of gentlemen who were entrepreneurs, inventors, Bullinger and Montel. You can see the tractor behind me. It's a Bullinger Montel tractor, which is one of their early pieces of agricultural equipment, which was what they were primarily into in the beginning of the century.
So that was the beginning, was building tractors. So I guess in Sweden it'd be the equivalent of here in the States of the old Farmalls or the old John Deeres or something like.
That was the beginning of the construction equipment. And of course, they had Volvo cars was part of their lineage, and trucks and anything that rolled, and as well as minting and coin pressing. And
really? So they had the.
They were into everything.
Sounds like my kind of people. So they were building tractors. Mm-hmm. This is mid 1800s, correct? And
into the 1900s.
Into the 1900s.
Yeah.
And then I guess what is it? Necessity is the root of all good inventions. And at some point they decided they had a better way to load material on a truck, correct?
Yeah, so they basically in the mid 50s, they took the tractor idea and took what they had to work with and adapted it to come up with a front end loader concept.
And that would be what we have behind us here.
Exactly. So if you look at it, it's basically a front end tractor.
Yeah, we'll show them here.
Basically an agricultural tractor, and all they did was flip it around, put a loader unit on it, put the hydraulic tank in front, the hydraulics to run it, and came up with a front end loader concept based on a tractor.
So what year is this particular machine here? Was this one of the originals?
This is mid 50s. This one is from the original, one of the original stock.
It just amazes me how they were able to take something they were already using, completely rework it and adapt it and do a different job and still be as effective as what they were with it.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays it's like a no-brainer, but back then, I mean, this was front of the line engineering.
Quite revolutionary. And
yes.
The other thing they did is they came up with a quick coupler concept. So again, necessity. You know, they needed to switch between attachments, between forks, buckets, plows, whatever had you, quickly, so they came up with a simple quick coupler concept. Nowadays it's something we take for granted.
Yeah, it's a standard feature on most things.
Back in the 50s, when nobody had even seen a front end loader or thought of that, when you came up with this concept at the same time, it was pretty revolutionary.
So back in the 50s, whenever this picture, I mean, this had to look like a spaceship when it came out in the 50s. So whenever this thing hit the market, like, how was it received? Was it a huge hit right off the bat? Were people skeptical of it, or?
Like any other innovation, it took time, obviously, to get the word out. And, you know, when people looked at it, they had the same reaction you did. You know, looking at it, okay, that's obvious.
Right.
It makes sense.
Right.
You know, I can see that. So it did catch on fairly quickly, and of course, spawned a lot of development, and a lot of other companies jumped on board very quickly to do this type of thing.
Gotcha. They seen it was the wave of the future, so everybody kind of started following
and
suit.
then Volvo followed it up in the early 60s with the first articulated hauler concept. And this again is the same thing. If you look at the front end of the articulated hauler of Gravel Charlie that we have here, It's basically an agricultural tractor without the front axle. And then instead of the front axle for steering, you put in an articulation joint and the articulated hauler trailer on the back.
So was there a particular, like what drove this invention? I guess there was a need for off-road haul trucks back then, and Volvo was able to recognize that,
right,
and adapt to what they already had in the
for
fleet?
hauling on a farm, on agricultural land is where this started again. So the farmers wanted to move dirt around, wanted to move crops, anything else they had to move on the site, and the roads weren't necessarily graded and paved the way we have them today. So this was a vehicle that could get in and out of tricky places and still perform.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, but the Volvo articulated haul truck, this is what really kind of put Volvo on the map. This is what really kind of propelled them forward. That's kind of what they were known for.
Definitely. Volvo was the first to come out with this. We are world leader in the articulated haulers, have been for years. This is what we're known for, best known for in the construction equipment industry. And then from then on, of course, Volvo went on to grow in the construction equipment industry. We left some of our agricultural legacy behind. We aren't making tractors anymore. We aren't making cars anymore, of course. That's been sold off. But we still have trucks and construction equipment. And through the years, we acquired a number of other companies, including Samsung with the excavators.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point. Is you guys make rollers and make graders. You've made a lot of different equipment over the years, but a lot of those have been acquired companies. Samsung
Yes.
for the excavators, Ingersoll Rand for the rollers. I think Champion for the graders. You mentioned.
Yes.
And you were able to buy those, improve them, rebrand them, and sell them. Is that kind of the motto a little bit?
Yes, so you buy them, you integrate them in, you rebrand them, put our core values into them, safety, environmental care, and quality, and then put them back out on the market. So that's been Volvo's way of growing.
So at the care center here, or the customer care center, they've got a very nice display of the history, everything Volvo's done. I believe this is a VIP invite from a dealer to have the experience here, but you guys have done a very, very nice job setting up. I guess my question is for you, we've kind of talked about the history a little bit and how you guys got to where you're at today, but as important as that is the future.
Yep.
A lot of things are changing nowadays with emissions and the electrics and the hybrids and stuff like that, and Volvo seems to be one on the leading edge of a lot of that stuff. So what do you think we can expect from Volvo in the next 5 to 10 years? What's the direction or the development we're heading towards?
We expect to keep innovating. So the very ideas you see here that were the foundation of the company, we expect to keep that pattern going and keep going forward. The difference now is that you're not coming up with a single idea and parlaying that into a product or into
on an existing one.
Company. You're taking a number of different technologies and integrating them together. So we're working with the technologies around digitization and telematics. We're working with electric and sustainable power sources, so you don't have fossil fuels necessarily burning. You have electric machines, you have hydrogen machines, you have all kinds of alternate fuels that we can work with. And finally, you're getting into automation and really helping the operators be the best they can be, or even operating from remote if you get into dangerous environments. So we see that as the future, that not only is it the amalgamation of an idea or an invention into the product, it's bringing a bunch of technologies together and companies together with those core technologies and making a better, more efficient, environmentally friendly product.
Gotcha.
For our customers. So.
One last thing in closing, and I apologize, I did not know that, but you guys actually manufacture here in the United States.
Yes.
Actually, you manufacture right across the street from where we're standing.
You're on the campus of our main manufacturing facility in the U.S.
So what machines do you manufacture here in the United States?
So we manufacture the rollers and the line of mid-size loaders.
Okay.
So from the L60 up to the L120.
Gotcha.
Are manufactured here in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania.
Well, Ray, I greatly appreciate your time. Thanks for having us here as a guest. We've learned a lot. Hopefully you guys did as well. Catch you on the next one. Guys, just a couple quick thoughts in closing here. You know, whenever you pull up to the Volvo Customer Center, at least my experience was, and you take a peek through the fence there, and all you can see is all this new equipment, everything from loaders to excavators, large to small, haul trucks, rollers, pretty much everything Volvo makes is on site there. And you're just eager to get out there, sit in the seat, and see what new features and what new technology has been developed in these machines and where the industry is going. But before you can do that, you have to actually go through the customer center, and you'll find these two pieces of equipment here, the first front end loader and the first haul truck. And I had no idea how deep a roots or how deep the history of Volvo actually ran, and I found it very interesting, and I hope you guys did as well. I mean, this company, as Ray said, goes back to the 1850s. These guys built everything from steam engines, submarines, innovated in a lot of different avenues. And whenever they kind of got to the tractors, that was their first big break. And then they changed the tractor into a front end loader, and then they changed that same tractor into the first articulated truck. And it was I knew pieces of the history. I didn't know the full history, and I think sometimes you have to know the full history to really appreciate what they are today, because you still see some of those old values and those old thought processes here 70 years later in the new modern equipment and technology, which is truly incredible to see where they come from to where they are at today, all right there on one property. At least for me, it really puts it into perspective. But if you guys head over to the Volvo Construction Equipment YouTube channel, I'll try to link it down below. There's a video there called The Master Builder, and it's a very well done video. It's a short video that kind of covers this whole history right there, and when I enjoyed it, I think you guys will as well. But stay tuned for tomorrow, guys, because we are going to go out back. We are going to check out this awesome equipment and all the new technology. We actually had time to get everything from the small excavators to the large excavators to the haul trucks to the loaders. We covered all the bases, and I got an incredible video coming. Huge thanks to Volvo for allowing us to do this and making it happen. Without them, this would not be possible. But guys, that's going to be a wrap on this one. I am kind of curious what you guys found most interesting about the history of Volvo. I was completely naive. I had no idea it started with a tractor, so that was kind of a surprise for me. Let me know what you guys think down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and as always, we shall catch you on the next one.